better. Oh my god, that was so embarrassing. I can't believe I did that. I'm back. Thank you, Nasty. You guys missed that whole giant rant. Good for you. You're very lucky about that. Well, welcome back, Nasty. Good to see you again, man. I gotta say, I've been thinking about you and your army since yesterday, and still so curious to know about the legions that Nasty can bring in. So curious. BVD, welcome. And Nasty says they have 2 accounts in here. You've been somebody maybe before. BVD, welcome. And I just started, so you didn't miss too much of a rant. It would be very weird to do it again. But what I was just saying is, you guys are here. I can't believe I'm doing this one more time. You're here for a brand new chapter in Wheat's history where we're not going to spend a lot of time at the beginning just pretending to get ready like, oh, I'm going to go do some weed, wait for people to come in, and, you know, things just take forever to get started, and everybody's like, let's do this. We're here for the Splatoon. We're here for you to get high. So we're ignoring all that, and we're going to go straight to all that stuff. And look, we might make it in under 5 minutes, a record for us. Maybe. I'm not sure. Anyways, let's go do our first dab and volcano bag, and then we'll really, truly get started with the Splatoon. I'm done with this bit. But seriously, dab time. Okay, so here we go. We've got our Cherry OG Crumble. Fancy. On our mini nail. First dab of the stream. Professionals here. Smooth. All right, well, let's move from that, grab our volcano bag, and then for cereal, play some Splatoon. Nasty says his buddies are some elite hackers, and we don't want them here. Well, I take your word for it, Nasty. We'll leave the Legion of Hackers at the gates of hell. Feel free to send them on a worthy target. But regardless, still glad you here hanging out with us, Nasty. You know what, Nasty? This bag, first volcano bag of the day, gonna be for you. Okay. Well, we've done everything we set out to do to get started, I think. Maybe. Now we commence with the actual Splatoon. Hop in there, switch our camera over. Look at all that. Beautiful stuff. Okay, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll have some friends join us for some battles in a bit. But for a moment, I think it's going to be lonely old me back here in the random queue. We don't have our cadre of professionals, our killers and grovel, Pissman, Nixie, Egg, all the other ones that I'm forgetting. They're the real heroes here. All right, let's get through this first volcano bag as we start our first game here. Nasty says his crew gets scammers. Well, that sounds like a noble mission in life, Nasty. And without, you know, You don't have to be any more revealing than you want to be. But can you give us a little bit of the nature of the kind of scammers that you and your hacker crew go after? Are we talking call center crews? Are we talking who is it? Who out there is, you know, suffers your guys' wrath? We live in a world replete with scammers and fraud. More scamming and fraud than ever in history. So I assume you aren't lacking for targets, would be my guess. Oh no! Splattered from behind by Terracane. Or Minty Roll. Maybe Terracane's the one I splatted. Anyway, slow start to our game here. Or at least mine. But it looks like Blue's holding it down pretty well out there. Almost got myself killed just from being neglectful. My teammates saved my life there for sure. Thank you, Bandias. Homie with the ruler. I think they're still hanging out right there. It's the guy who just saved my life. I should try to return the favor. Watch his ass. Run from the crab tank. That was fortunate. Holy shit! Killed by a suction bomb by one I didn't even see. Nicely done by that dude. Well, Orange is really taking this opportunity to push here. Got a lot of teammates wanting to come in. Oh, shit. Wrecked by the Death Squad. It's going to be close. I probably should not be teleporting in. Seems like a good recipe to get myself killed. Don't fuck around with the crab tank. I have no idea. I'd like to be optimistic. Nope. Close game, though, by 3%. I think I'm on a historic losing streak right now, which I look to turn around. And I'm hoping BVD is going to help facilitate that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she was here. Holy shit, sorry, Blue Team. I am the reason we lost that. I think BVD was here for the 10-game win streak, which I know is a modest number of wins in a row, but to me, I still don't think I've even come close. So, we'll just say, you know, she's going to help have history repeat itself right here. I hope, at least. Sorry, Blue Team. All right, guys. Volcano bag done. Dab done. Got no distractions. Just ready here to paint. I've got my bloblobber. But we've got Captain Fat Jack, who seems to be not conscious. Oh, there he goes. Welcome back, Captain Fat. Lucky, lucky. Another lucky splat. Another one. They are out for blood now. They know my game. Dang. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Always just run! Whew! Oh shit. Well damn, they've had a lot of hammers out. Get that out quick! Well, this is the moment for a comeback when the water level drops. We'll see if we can't make it true. A splat there would have been nice. Seeing a lot of blue. Margoon down. That dude's just standing right there. Well, I don't mind if I do, Ethan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Yellow team not surrendering quietly. Well, apparently I was. I think I could have spawned back a while ago. I was just too busy staring at the map. I think that is still going to be a blue victory. Nicely done, blue team. We did it. Oh, shit. Somebody says my mic is muted. Is that true? Unreleased? Please, somebody else let me know about my mic. I think it shows as not muted, but I'm not sure. But anyways, thanks, Nasty. Unreleased, welcome. Unreleased says, I've been dying for a doo-doo all damn day, man. Well, Unreleased, go, be the opposite of your namesake and release that son of a bitch. That's not good. Go make your doo-doo that you've been waiting all damn day for. That what an alliterative treat, by the way. I've been dying for a doo-doo all damn day. Dying for a doo-doo all damn day. Incredibly fun to say. Unreleased, thanks for being here. All right, that's 1-1. That guy's got a cool triangle for a name. Spewing buckets and buckets. That is not what I meant to throw. Boy, the hammer man. But it wasn't the Hammerman who was going to kill us. It was the incredible wet floor fan. The man with a triangle name. I'm still not 100% sure whether when you get a call to booyah from your teammate, they call you whenever they're using their super special move, their booyah bomb, whether your chanted booyahs help power up their bomb or not. Well, Hammerman was put out of commission pretty quick. That's nice. Let's not get sniped. Toss some paint up this way. Few globs here, a few globs there. They wanted me dead. And they got their wish. What do you think? Do I risk it? Do I go out to the middle, hoping to not die? Looks like I'm okay for the moment. Thank you, orange team. And these guys are good. Let's not get sniped. Ooh, boy. It really well, I was going to say it comes down to the wire, but I think that's... No, that was absolutely way closer than I thought. So frequently, man, do we get them. That last 5 seconds is 100% crucial. The maps have to be so... The more you think about it, the more precisely they have to be designed to allow games to swing that much in the final 5 seconds. Either there's something psychologically driving people to like the center to keep that push-pull up and, you know, going back and forth, or they are just designed to funnel you in specific ways. But the amount of games that go to that final 5 or 10 seconds, it's just, it's incredible. I've many games been dead and watched the last 10 seconds from the respawn screen riveted as to what might happen. I think I missed my lobby queue, which is fine because I need to go eat some food. The food ran out. And it's perfect. We can go to get our next volcano bag as well. Boy, I am got a lot of food right now. Rolling in riches. Let's get the pescatariat. I guess that is sushi with just fish. So just regular ass sushi. Anyways, I'm gonna hit order there. I'm gonna hit the weed camera here. And then we're gonna do our second volcano bag. I am doing very well, Unreleased. I hope you're doing better, and, you know, got some relief for your all-day dookie. I don't know how I would do it. It is possible. I don't think I could do it functionally as high as I am and still make it anywhere intelligible as to what's happening. Let me back up and say, again, I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know if I will ever even play. Just came out today. but then I am incredibly excited for. I know I would love it if I ever do get the opportunity to play it. And I assume I could if I really wanted to. I could just play with scrubs. That game being Among Us in VR. The Among Us VR port just released today. Among Us, if you are not aware, the super hot viral game from the summer of 2020. The game of betrayers. You're a bunch of little cartoon-looking dudes on a space station trying to solve. It's a co-op game with a betrayer mechanic. So you are all trying to, as a group, accomplish a bunch of menial tasks to stay alive or something on a spaceship. I don't really remember the theme. But the most important part is one or two of you, depending on the number of players you have, is a working cross purposes, and their goal is to sabotage your whole thing by killing crewmates, screwing up with some of these ship systems. And it's a very simple, incredibly simple game. It borrows heavily from board games of the past decade or so, where a betrayal mechanic became a very popular thing. And the game is so much fun. I loved playing it, when it was super popular 2 years ago. Still enjoy it now. Don't play it super often anymore, but I've been super excited for the VR port since it was announced. Finally out. It's supposed to be incredible. But I just don't think I have enough friends with Oculus Quest 2s. You can't even use the original to make it work just yet, but I'm so excited I'm considering even picking it up and playing with some randos. And hopefully it'll still be a lot of fun. But it'd be a lot of fun to stream. It would be so much work. And as you guys can see, this pretty simple 2-button setup I've got going on here often befuddles me and comes crashing down due to technical reasons. So maybe not that ambitious, but if any of you out there have Oculus Quest 2s and are feeling like you really want to play some Among Us, it's very cheap too. Not free to play like the mobile versions, but it's only $10, I think. Hit me up. I'm looking for people who might be interested. All right, we've got our Volcano Bag 2. We started this stream by saying we're cutting out all the bullshit of the rambling and the talking about things and the not getting high and the not playing Splatoon. And I'm so true to my word. We've done none of that. That's not happened at all. We're at risk of that happening. But it hasn't happened yet. We've been purely focused, laser sighted and guided on our tasks of doing a lot of weed and a lot of Splatoon. We've had no interruptions and no distractions and no tangents, none of that. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of you guys. So, before I start rambling about something, let's switch over and play some Splatoon. Okay, I ate my food. What else do we do? Let's take a look at our gear. Looking nice and pretty. A lot of question marks there. Well, let's just hop back in the regular battle queue. Grovel's here. Maybe I'll hit cancel for the moment. And maybe we'll be so lucky that Grovel will feel like he can take a break from God of War Ragnarok. Which, Grovel, I 100% get it if you're like, I'm out of here, man. Atreus needs me. I gotta send these trolls from Jotunheim to hell. Or whatever the name for hell in Viking mythology is. I can't remember. Boy, we are so obsessed with Vikings right now, culturally. So, Grovel, if you could deign... he's not at home. He's not at home. Well, that saves us off from that at all. He says, though, he was playing God of War all day. Grovel, none of us can blame you. I am doing the challenges in hell, whatever hell is called, in God of War on the PC right now. Just taking my time, really enjoying it. And I hope to be in Ragnarok, or confronting Ragnarok next week. But I'm in no rush to get to the end of God of War again, because damn, is it still so good. Anyways, straight to the queue. Regular battle. As we were always going to do. No distractions. Excuse me, coughing right into the mic. That's so rude of me. Sorry, guys. While I'm here, no distractions. We're purely focused on Splatoon. Of course, I'm not going to talk about other things while I'm playing, other than the game. And of course, I'm also not going to speculate as to the outcome of the game, because that's just a fool's thing. So, knowing all those things, Gravel, I'm so curious if you ever played back in the far, far ago time of 2015, I believe, the huge commercial flop Mad Max video game, made by Warner Brothers, I think, which would make sense. They're the producers of the movie. Oh, shit. This has nothing to do with me talking about Mad Max video games. I think it is also, I'm pretty sure it's the one game Cory Barlog, the God of War guy, did in between all his God of Wars, the original and the reboots. And it is such a little hidden gem. I think you can find it for like $3 routinely. Holy shit, I cannot believe I got that guy. He's got to feel bad about that. And if you're ever in the mood for a open world game that has, you know, a lot of the same dumb open world trappings as many open world games, you know, just going through a map and completing checklists of enemy forts and all that stuff. But the game has a really unique feel. The car is such an interesting aspect, as you would hope from a Mad Max game. Yeah, if you ever need a very cheap PC experience and you haven't done it, it is no God of War, but I've always had a soft spot for his Mad Max commercial bomb. If I'm mistaken, it's not Cory Barlog. I'm going to be super embarrassed. I don't know how I keep surviving this. Not complaining, but those guys look like they have me dead to rights. It feels like it too, man. They're slapping away. Well, I have a very low score, but I don't think it's because I wasn't trying. I just don't think there was a lot to paint. Though they may have been sneaking in our base the entire time, and nah, they got skunked. Gravel, you might have missed what I said, but you didn't miss anything. If you catch my drift, meaning a whole lot of nothing. I think I was just mostly talking about Mad Max, the video game. Very cool. Oh my, you jelly shoes are looking pretty swank there. Keep going. Well, Looks like we had 3 in a row. Maybe this historic losing streak is over. So, Grovel, have you played any Bayonetta since you picked up God of War? I guess it's only been 24 hours, but I wonder if old Bayo's taking a back seat. Uh-oh, I might be down on Twitch. Which might be why we don't have any of our Twitch homies with us. Anyways, can't pay attention to that right now. That'd be Splatoon malpractice. Let's get this storm out there. That was a lot of Trizukas. Trash Man with us. Holy shit, the Trash Man himself. What a pyromaniac. One of Stephen King's most delightfully depraved creations, the Trash Man from The Stand. If you've never read it, he's a truly delightful weirdo. Kind of a homeless pyromaniac vagrant in a post-apocalyptic world. A guy manages to be in a exist at the end of the world and still manage to be kind of a homeless vagrant. He's the Trash Man. Holy shit. Getting wrecked now by Bug. Good name, Bug. Uh-oh. Not a lot of time left. I'm just gonna try to run from that dude. And they're still behind us. Satisfying. I'm gonna say that's purple. But I don't mean to presume. Very nice. Cool beans. Excuse me. Oh my god. Not only was I playing with a Trash Man, I was playing with a poopy head. Number 1 guy on my team was a poopy head. I'm number 2 behind a poopy head. Well, in some sense, I think you're always number 2 behind a poopy head. But, man, I'm going to miss not playing with them. We made such a great team. Fart and poopy head. Grovel with the excellent question. Grovel asks if I'm going to get the recently released Rogue Legacy 2, recently released on the Switch, that is, which got this like stealth release. It has been out on PC in 1.0 form for a few months now, maybe since August or July or something. Rogue Legacy 2 is a one of the many rogue light type games that are so popular, especially in the indie space. Rogue Legacy was one of the very first rogue light type games back in like 2013 maybe. I played it on my PlayStation Vita. If that gives you some idea of how long it's been since Rogue Legacy came out. Really was a pioneer of the genre. These rogue-like games, but rogue-lite in that, you know, you don't lose everything when you die. There's some kind of progression that sticks with you between runs. So, Gravel, to finally answer your question, have I played it? Not yet. I'm gonna get it on PC. I'll play it on Steam Deck, where I've heard it's super nice. I did see it came out on Switch, which is super awesome. I'm sure that is a great way to play it. I can't imagine it's too demanding on the Switch. And I've heard nothing but incredible things about it. It's just, I haven't played it because I haven't had the time, really. And I know it is a game that I will not be able to stop playing the moment I pick it up. Just like Rogue Legacy 1, and I've heard it is excellent. Not only is it a, you know, we finally get the follow-up, but I've heard it, you know, meaningfully moves roguelites forward. So, Gravel, I'm curious to hear your take on it. If you also played any Rogue Legacy 1, I definitely will get to it at some point, for sure. The best game of all time, mechanically speaking, not the whole package, but we're talking about the actual mechanics of the game. The greatest game of all time is, of course, Slay the Spire, which is a rogue-lite game of its own, a deck-building hard battler. Roguelite. Well, shit! Well, GD, that hurts. Got ourselves a communication error. And then we got our multiplayer maps updated, which makes me really curious if they booted us out when they gave that map update, if those were things are correlated. You do always get kicked out of in a room that you are in whenever they update the maps every 2 hours or so. Bizarre. But maybe that's when we got kicked out of the game as well. I guess it could have just been a coincidence of timing. Anyways, looks like we've got our buddy Hector showing up. Hector says, sparking up with the lemon haze. Splatoon the heck out of these nerds. Hector, well, thanks so much, man. I hope you're enjoying that lemon haze. I appreciate the sentiment. You know what, Hector? Your good vibes and your lemon haze has earned you the next volcano bag. Let's go ahead, while we got kicked out of our lobby here, get ourselves a refill for our boy Hector. I think it was one of the biggest board game Kickstarters of all time. The game I was just gushing about, Slay the Spire, just had its board game adaptation get released on Kickstarter, which is a real Ouroboros there, as the game is very much a taking wholesale from a lot of popular board game mechanics of the past 10, 20 years, including deck building games, which is distinct from things like collectible card games. The deck building is part of the game itself. And now has come full circle, and now there is a board game based off of this video game, which is heavily inspired from board games. That's the way it goes. I'm looking forward to the Netflix anime adaptation in 3 years. It hasn't been announced, but you know, it's Netflix. What else are they going to release? Shit. What did we talk about at the very beginning of the stream? No more bullshit. We don't waste time. We don't do anything but play Splatoon and do weed. All the other talking, distractions, tangents, that's the old way of streaming. We're focused. We're here to do a job. Excuse me. Not that I was doing that, but if I were, I would apologize. So I'm going to get back to the Splatoon. As Hector suggests, I'm going to go Splatoon the heck out of these nerds with a Z. Carl, what's up? Good to see you back here, Carl. How are you doing, my friend? Now that is a very pleasant shade of green, even on my computer monitor here. Looks like it would turn you into a Ninja Turtle. Or into a squid human hybrid child. Playing with Fleshy on our team. Jaden and Fleshy and Candace. That sounds like a real winning combination. Let's lob some blobs. Well, thanks, Hector. Oh, shit. Hector made a Goosebumps reference. He said, looks like the Goosebumps screen. Hector, excellent point. It really does look like the Goosebumps screen. And as a person who doesn't get distracted, purely a man of focus, and, you know, lives up to that ideal every second of the day, I will not tell you my Goosebumps story right now, but if you guys remind me after this game and I don't forget to look at chat before the next one starts, I'll tell you my Goosebumps story. Oh no, I killed Corgi! Well, I was stamped on by Shu. Shame on me for killing Corgi. Watch out for the killer whale. Got my revenge on old Shu. That looked like a big old stream of paint. A scary volume of paint came out from there. Ooh, I would have loved to have gotten him. The secret. Gotta love that prosperity gospel. I lost there. See, we wiped out Not because they were bad. Holy Christ, I didn't realize what was going on behind us. Devastation, I didn't want it bad enough. It's my fault for not wanting it enough. If I just believed enough, we would have had it. Apparently. I think that's what the secret is. I'm reading a book about the lottery right now, and it's got me all fired up about people exploiting the idea of if you don't win something, it's simply from your lack of desire to win it. But also, it does make me want to believe that that is true, too. I think I'm ready to finally read The Secret these 20 years later. Rough game. I thought we were doing okay. When I did die there, I had no idea we were not just losing, but getting utterly demolished. Keep going. Oh, shit. Keep going. Yes, but I promised my Goosebumps story. Not that it's a long one. You know what, guys? That was a very quick battle time. I'm going to do this bag. Hector, I'm going to do this bag for you because this was your bag. Then after this round, I'm going to hit stop and I will tell you this too built up Goosebumps story. Then, just hype it up even more between now and then, just to really amp up the disappointment. I did read that R.L. Stine, by the way. This is so weird that you bring this up. I think he just had, like, unless I'm fever dreaming, R.L. Stine, the author, creator of Goosebumps, I'm pretty sure had, like, a personal ceremony or celebration of him or something at the fucking Library of Congress to celebrate the 30-year, I think the 30th anniversary of Goosebumps, which just happened. And like he was literally at the Library of Congress to celebrate, which I think very cool. That of the Library of Congress to celebrate him, very cool that he was there. I think the whole thing's kind of neat. Unless I'm just making that up, which it could very well be. It seems like a fever dream that Goosebumps would still be in publication at this point, anyways. I don't think Mr. R.L. Stine used, at least for the Goosebumps series, used ghost authors, which is actually pretty uncommon for those, like, super young adult serialized things. Like, if you remember Animorphs, the also very popular young adult fiction from that point, those were all written by different authors. There's a great movie about this, actually, about ghost authors of children's books called Young Adult, starring Charlize Theron. Great movie, actually. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about Goosebumps, Animorphs, the movie Young Adult, and I'm just going to be focused on Splatoon like I always was and always promised to be. So we got 40 seconds left and we are behind. And I don't need Goosebumps in the brain. Balls and wieners. Come on, Orange Team, you got it. Probably a dumb idea, but gonna have to make some risks if we want to turn it around. Oh, shit. We've only got one guy left out. I don't know. Hector says, dope. He was invited to help host 30 years of Goosebumps on Halloween. Yes. Hector, do you know your Goosebumps, man? I just seem to be feeling a Goosebumps buddy. I haven't read a Goosebumps since probably third grade, but always will be a fan. In a way, and I will always be a fan of Goosebumps because of this anecdote, which I've had in my back pocket for 2 games, and it was killing me, as you guys can see right there, holding it in. Last place on a losing team. So here we go. The totally too built up Animorphs, Goosebumps story. Hit 'em high. Let's even switch over our camera here for the moment. Goosebumps. Much like maybe Hector here, I was a Goosebumps fanatic as a kid. I was there at the 30 years. It's horrifying to realize that. I was like, oh shit. When I said that, like, oh God, I think he was there to celebrate 30 years of Goosebumps. Then I went, wait, that can't actually be right because I thought I read the first Goosebumps that were out, and that wasn't 30 years ago. Then I went, uh-oh. Well, I won't finish that thought, but I did read a lot of Goosebumps, including those very early ones. I was a nut for them. I used to go to, I was in grew up in a rural area. The closest store I had to carry Goosebumps was my local Kroger, Ralph's for you out here on the West Coast. I would go there on Goosebumps Day, the day the dude would get like the shipment in and like wait there as the guy would like cut the boxes open and put the new Goosebumps out, and I would, grab it and then you have it read by the day after it came out, and I was a nut for these Goosebumps. I like scary shit. I don't know. I was a weirdo. There was another kid I grew up with, the subject of many legendary stories, but that's a story for another day. Who's also a Goosebumps nut. We were Goosebumps bros. We even played Goosebumps on the playground somehow. I think you just named your favorite Goosebumps book and then chased each other. Like you'd go like Night of the Living Dead 2 and then like run after each other. But great stuff, Goosebumps. So the actual story part. In second grade, had one of the very few excellent public school teachers I had growing up. And she knew my friend and I, again, nuts for these Goosebump books. And she went to a children's lit conference when we were in school. And she, one day after class ended, school ended for the day, she called my buddy and I over and she's like, you guys can't tell anybody this, you got to keep it a secret or whatever. But I went to this conference and R.L. Stine was there. And I told him that I've got these 2 kids in my class who are just obsessed. They cannot stop. And he was the nicest person in the world. And he actually grabbed 2 books out of his bag and signed them for you guys. And here you go. So I got a autographed copy of a Goosebumps book when I was in second grade, randomly from my teacher, and it's just such a delightful memory, something I'll cherish forever. I'm not sure where that Goosebumps book is, but I will cherish it forever in my memory. I knew where it was up until I think I graduated from college, and then it's gone. But I had R.L. Stine's autograph for many years. At the perfect age to do it. It was the coolest thing. So there you go. There's my Goosebumps story. I hope it was worth it. R.L. Stine, if you're out there, congrats on 30 years. Was a big fan. Never seen that Jack Black movie though. So how big of a fan can I be? All right, so we have talked Goosebumps. We've talked R.L. Stine. We are done with distractions. We are done with tangents. That is neither a distraction nor a tangent. Do not hold that against me. That was a sharing of an anecdote as we refilled our bag here. Purely efficient. We are still driven by the consumption of weed and the splatting of our foes. So that's what we're going to get back to doing right here, right now. Boom, boom. Cool. Regular battle. Hector says his mom would and him would flip out on that. I certainly did. My buddy and I definitely flipped out. I mean, it is to this day the nicest thing. I mean, I will never forget that teacher for having done that. She was a wonderful, delightful person outside of that. But just a incredibly classy. I mean, you know, she probably was hoped that it would make the impression it did on me. I certainly will never forget it. All right. Gonna focus now. We got our R.L. Stine story out of our head. Now we've only got room in here for Splatoon and weed. No distractions. That's the theory. Holy shit. Oh my god, I think Guy Lord, or Gaylord maybe. I think it is Gaylord, which is a real name. Took out 3 of us with one blast of his splatling there. Props to him. That's how you turn a game around real quick. Try to get out as much pain as we can. That's man. Oh, we got Gaylord. We got our revenge. I'm not sure what's going on above us. No idea. I hadn't looked at the map in a while. It was too tense to take the break. Ooh, I think that's us. Nicely done. Hector says that many of his childhood books, or he moved a few times growing up and lost a few of his childhood books when he graduated high school and moved away. That's a bummer, man. Ooh, we've got somebody waiting, hoping to join us. You know what, we'll hit keep going. We'll see who's going to join us. The Roku's here. Well, welcome, Roku. Thanks for being here. Maybe after this game, Roku, if you don't mind, I will make us a room so we can be on the same team, guaranteed. Hector, who else did you read growing up? What else? I think you gave the thumbs up to Animorphs as well. Oh man, good old Animorphs. There's something I can't believe hasn't been mined for nostalgic, you know, hordes of cash. Surely there are some Animorph things out there on the fringes, but the fact that nobody has tried to revive it in some spectacular fashion, it seems like, at least in theory, money left on the table. I was going to say maybe Animorphs is too ridiculous a concept for the world to bear. Then again, you know, Marvel's got Rocket Raccoon, so... And those movies make billions. I grew out of Animorphs. I loved it when I first started reading it. I think it was in like 5th grade, maybe, and I just loved it, but grew out of it. Never made it all the way through, except I think it was like maybe 14. I hadn't read one in a couple years, I think, at this point, and I'd heard the thing just ended, and I picked up, just on a whim, the final Animorphs after, I think, you know, a couple years of that, not having read them, not knowing what the story of, all those crazy Elfangors and Yerks and Hork-Bajir. I think I got all those names. Wow, I can't believe those all came back to me. Anyways, read the last one, and holy shit is it bleak. It was always a pretty grim series for a book series for something ostensibly for, you know, children, but ends on a major fucking downer. It's a total, you know, won the war but at what cost kind of narrative. Dead children, PTSD up the wazoo. The finale's got it all. That was nice. Nice game, Roku. I am Fart. That is me. I go by Fart on Splatoon. I go by Fart on pretty much any service that lets me. I've done this rant many times. Shockingly, I mean truly shockingly, Nintendo is the most permissive of all of the, at least the gaming companies, when it comes to the word fart. Sony, Microsoft, too vulgar. Nintendo, the company that doesn't allow you to use voice chat other than through a cell phone app and two-factor authentication and this, that, and the other. They don't give a shit if you call yourself Fart. They say go for it. Anyways, stop. Stop is what we're going to do here. Great game, by the way, Orange Team. And I'm going to invite our buddy Roku to join us in our actual room. Fingers crossed he'll come and join us. That way we can guarantee ourselves on the same team. Squad it up. Hector says he was born in November of '92 and used to read a lot. Harry Potter books were big to me when they came out. Hector also says that his older brother has 5 years on him. They had a bunch of Animorphs and a few books that were side series or spin-offs or something. Really like the Choose Your Path Goosebumps books. I did read a few of those. Those were really my only foray into the Choose Your Own Adventure, which was a much more popular thing in like the 70s and 80s. I didn't really know of it until I tried a Goosebumps one. Choose Your Own Adventure, if you're not aware, is a format in books. Now Netflix has ripped it off, where you can make decisions for the characters, and those decisions will be reflected in a different page you are instructed to turn to reveal the outcome. Goosebumps had some of them. Netflix has had a few of these shows that do similar things, like what is the Black Mirror offshoot? I can't remember the title, but Choose Your Own Adventure. And yes, Animorphs had a lot of side spin-offs. There was a lot of lore to delve into back before they called it lore. You had to learn about the history of this alien and the history of these aliens and the culture of that alien and why these aliens are pissed at that alien. The history of this dude, the history of that dude, the history of these people. There's even one that I think that is like the narrative history of a fourth or dimensional being. Kylie Canada, welcome. Thanks for being here. We're playing some Splatoon. It's a great game. And we're also doing weed. And we're not getting distracted by anything else. Thanks for joining us, Roku, by the way. Appreciate that. Poor Killer, man. They definitely should have had me there. Although I have been in that position many, many times. Where you have the obvious drop on somebody. That sniper right there doesn't really seem to understand the fundamentals of the craft. They like to stay low and in the open. Which I appreciate. But I think they're doing a disservice to themselves, to be honest. Roku, I'll try to watch you here. Doesn't look like you needed the help, though. I haven't seen any of them in a little while, to be honest. Hubris. Well, you guys took care of business for me. You know what? I'll go clean up the base. It doesn't look like you guys need another person out there. We got a base with a lot of empty space. I'll go tidy up. And then I'll be right back out. Not that I think you need the help. Still a lot of yellow out here in the middle. Oh, that's a vacuum gun. Don't feed the beast. He almost got me with that last second splat bomb. Very nice. Grovel? Ooh, Gravel might be coming in with an Animorphs fact. Gravel says they asked the author why she didn't end a book meant for a younger audience on a lighter note, and she said it was because war never has a happy ending. That author is K.A. Applegate. Did I get that right? Sometimes I used to mix her name up with the dude who did like the Heaven's Gate cult. He had a very similar sounding name. But Gravel, that is, what a fantastic answer from Miss Applegate, if that is her last name. Very true, and I mean, I loved it. I always appreciated how dark the series was, and when I read that ending, I was bummed out in the best kind of way. I often think that we anodize things for kids too much, make things give things happy endings too much. If you talk to kids, things that have tragic or sad endings often have huge impacts on them. There are a lot of books in children's lit that are considered classics, and many kids' favorite books that are deal with grief and tragedy. Your Charlotte's Webs, your Bridge to Terabithia. Now, Animorphs is a little bit more grim than those, but I think I don't think every ending has to be either a straight up happy ending or a Pixar bittersweet ending. You can make an ending dark, and kids can deal with it. And by the way, thank you so much, Gravel, for that factoid. I had never heard that before. It makes me want to read an interview from her. I don't know if I don't know what she looks like. I don't know anything. All I know is that she employed a lot of her and their publishers employed a lot of ghostwriters for the series. She, I think, controlled like the Bible. Told people what is to happen, and then they would hire people to write the stories. Not that I'm talking about Goosebumps right now, because I'm, focused purely on Splatoon. And I wasn't talking about Goosebumps, I was talking about Animorphs. But, not that I'm talking about this, Gravel, I really would love to, read an interview from her or something. I'm going to look that up later today. Thank you for that. Hector said he was born in '92 and read a lot of Harry Potter. You would have absolutely been right in those prime Harry Potter years. Man, I was there right as the whole thing was breaking. I was 11 when Harry Potter was 11, I think. I think I read the first Harry Potter book I read was when the third book came out in the United States, The Prisoners of Azkaban. I had just heard about it. It was like on the news, and I was kind of like, oh man, what is this? And bought the first book like right after the third one came out, and read them all very quickly. And it was it's quite the rush. I'm constantly surprised, though, by how little nostalgia I have for Harry Potter. I'm not a nostalgic person, generally speaking. I mean, I can't help it. Some of the, nostalgic craps, we're all gonna buy the same toys that we bought when we were 12, but just more expensive versions throughout our lives. But I'm not the most nostalgic person. thankfully. Um, but I was super into Harry Potter as it came out. You know, I was 11 in, well, I guess that would really very specifically age me, but I just fell off the bandwagon hard. I don't know if it was cultural overexposure. I don't know if it's the career suicide that J.K. Rowling has decided to commit, but I just, in like actually a way that I find kind of sad. I just don't really have any feelings for Harry Potter anymore. It doesn't arouse anything in me. But it was fun reading Harry Potter as they were coming out, like, you know, in the year 1999 and shit, in a very rural county in East Tennessee. It was a shockingly contentious text back then. Those were the good old days, man, when Harry Potter was the cultural demon of the moment. And now, in a weird way, so many of those people that hated Harry Potter the most, were the most vilifying at it as a demonizing force on our impressionable young youth, are now strange bedfellows with the author of that book, all because they share one bizarre cult. What would you call it? Bizarre belief about a group of people, and because they share that one belief, they will end up liking each other and reinforcing each other and making each other like each other more and more, the way these things work. But there's a certain irony in the fact that the people who 25 years ago were saying J.K. Rowling deserves to burn in hell for exposing our children to witchcraft are now the people calling her a hero for demonizing certain kinds of youth. I guess, well, not just specifically youth, but strange bedfellows. Very close game. It would be nice to, you know, have a solid last 30 seconds and make some positive contributions here at the end. Dare to dream. Good start, good start. Graded. Oh, wow, what a perfectly mixed quilt work of yellow and blue there. I have no idea. We lost, is the conclusion. And not by a little. Roku says, to be honest, I forgot about you. Well, Roku, totally okay. I can't say the same, though. I'll never forget about you, Roku. You'll never stop befuddling me. What are you? What purpose do you serve? What do you even... Are you a media company or are you a tech company? That's why I love playing with you, Roku. You're a sphinx to me. I'm going to hit keep going. I hope you will too. Let's finish this volcano bag. Oh, he wasn't even talking about me. He was talking about JK. Roku said they forgot about J.K. Rowling, which is probably a good thing. I don't know why somebody would. Okay. Time to dip our toes into some very impossibly touchy subjects that nobody should ever dip their toes into. But I think, you know, I mean, not to belabor any points that many people have made better than me, and we don't like talking about things here that many other people talk about because we aren't, there are many more people qualified to talk about these things than us. We have nothing to add, and also, you know, I'm just a stupid idiot. But, you know, generally, largely find her beliefs incredibly disagreeable. If there is anything anybody could say positive about J.K. Rowling, and I am doing this seriously, I'm not being facetious at all. But if there is a positive thing one could say about her, and understand if you do not find this to be a positive aspect, is that even if you find her views abhorrent, which totally understandable if you do, if you disagree with them completely, which I do, it seems like they are at least held in good faith. They are honestly believed. She truly believes what she says. It is not something that she says to score political points or to, or it wasn't for a while. It might be now. These things tend to self-reinforce, but she really believes the stuff that she says, and she is willing to become a villain to a lot of people in order to say what she wants to say. And I find that refreshing, at least, that somebody is, you know, willing to say something that will get them into a lot of trouble. Something that will, you know, maybe even cost them professionally and personally, if those beliefs are truly 100% come from a good faith place and not well, I don't know. I mean, how different is it than QAnon shit? I would never say that. I wouldn't say like, oh, you come to your QAnon beliefs in good faith. I mean, some people do, but like, I wouldn't also ever say I respect a person for having QAnon beliefs in good faith. But I guess there was a time where she was a universally beloved figure. I mean, truly, she would have gone down in the history books as one of the most important female writers in history. And she is willing to jeopardize all of that to make her views known. Most QAnon adherents, I guess, don't have as much on the line for their cuckoo bananas beliefs. Close one, Roku. Okay, Roku says, what's QAnon? He says that they hear it a lot. I would say Google it, but actually, I'm going to hit stop, by the way, Roku. I'm going to make our lobby again in just a second, but we're going to do a small little dab here at this mark. So thanks for being here. I hope you'll join us again. I'm going to make that room. We're going to do a dab break, get that last volcano bag, and then get back to the Splatoon in this efficient, very streamlined manner we do here now. It is, man, it's refreshing, to be honest, to be a part of something as professional as this. What do? I made the room. Good. Check. Roku's here. So now we're going to take a small break. Thanks for waiting with us, Roku. Appreciate it. Switch your camera over. finish this stale bag. Roku says, "What's QAnon?" Roku, I I'm not sure if you're being facetious or not yourself. If not, congratulations, man, at managing to avoid some really crazy shit over the past 2-3 years. But QAnon, let's just say it real quick, is a new American religion. I mean, a global religion, but founded here in the United States with the core tenet that the one-time core tenet, I guess the new core tenet is Donald Trump is the shadow president and will be reinstated at some point after the Great Awakening, when all of Biden's administration gets arrested and executed at the something of Trump's long-term plan. I don't know. It shifts and changes depending on the day and depending on the faction. Like all good religions, it's got many warring factions. And it's early in the faith days, so they're fighting over huge dogmatic things. This is like Christians and Gnostics right now. Like they're deciding who's their God and who's their devil. All that wonderful shit. It's fascinating from like an anthropological perspective, but it's horrifying from a lived perspective. Yes, Roku, that's QAnon. There are many great documentaries out there on the topic. If I can recommend it one more time, not that I'm doing this because I'm not taking any time to do any of this stuff. We're all about efficiency here. We don't waste time. We just do the weed, do the Splatoon, nothing else. No bullshit. I burped. Gross. Roku, if you want to read a book, the best book about this, and the best book about maybe how we ended up at where we are, is a book called It Came From Something Awful, a book about internet forums. I truly love that book. And then if you're more into the televised, you want to watch your QAnon, what is this thing? Check out the HBO documentary Into the Storm, Down the Rabbit Hole, something like that. From like 2021, 2022. I can't remember which. HBO documentary about QAnon. You'll find it. Those will get you all and more you could ever want to know. Okay, back. Done. Beautiful. Downtime. Nice and gentle. Don't need to rush it. Here we go. And I think I keep missing Bravo's comment about Animorphs that I wanted to read, but kept forgetting to because all this weed. I'm looking forward to checking that as soon as we get back. And then immediately straight into the Splatoon, where all the sidebar conversations will stop. And only the Splatoon we will continue. Beautiful. All right, Roku, almost ready. Gonna get our volcano bag started here. While that inflates, I'm gonna switch our camera over. Damn, I'm good. That only took like 12 minutes or something. I wasn't keeping track of time because I didn't need to. Because this whole this new Wheats live stream experience is not about no distractions. And if you don't have any distractions, you're free to lose track of time. All right, we're here. Oh dear, that dab was bigger than I thought. Well, this is going to be interesting. Good luck to us, Roku. Roku said I became red/purple for a moment. It's because I leveled up to my Super Saiyan form. Ah, Fart and Raspberry on the same team. Raspberry's throwing toilet water too. I hope their Raspberry is in reference to the fart-like noise you can make by blowing on somebody's skin, sometimes called a raspberry, for reasons I don't know. And will content to be a mystery forever. It seems delightfully old-timey. And I don't know why old-timey is delightful. Well, I just wanted to avoid all that Trizuka nonsense. Messed up my throw there. I'll watch your Raspberry. That's an Autobomb. I was really hoping to get that guy. Oh my god, that one was embarrassing. I had every opportunity. Let him splat me with his little paintbrush. Standing in a pool in a puddle of my own paint. Sounds scary down there. Ooh, my Switch got a little framey there. I don't know, that might be the first time I've seen Splatoon get just a little bit, chug just a bit. I definitely saw it get framey. There were a lot of ultimate effects going off at once, but it definitely dropped some frames. Normally this thing has a rock solid 60 because it doesn't require a lot of processing power to flash up a communication error screen. Oh boy, Pissman's here. Well, welcome, Pissman. Grovel said the Splatfest starts tomorrow, and he's going to reluctantly have to put God of War on hold for the weekend. Yes, it does, Grovel. I was just reading over the details. I got to remember to spend my conch shells at the little gumball machine because they go away. I messed this up last Splatfest. Whoops-a-daisy. But I like cashing a bunch at once. I have this thing where in video games, I like to cash in a bunch of things at once. I have this, I'm just going to call it a disease in role-playing games where I will not level up if it's a game where you get to like assign ability points after leveling up and you can accumulate all those points and add up stats. I will play a game until it is basically impossible to progress without spending any points on anything until the odds are overwhelming. I just cannot make it any further. And then I'll spend just a few. And then the idea is like, I think it's always like, oh, I want to spend a bunch at once so I feel way stronger all at once instead of just this incremental thing. But then I ended up never spending any of them. And I often play through games with role-playing mechanics with never using any of the many attribute tokens they give you, which totally defeats the purpose. But hoarding is fun. It's a part of human nature. That's why I have 13 conch shells and thinking, man, maybe I should just have 25 before I spend them all at once. Why? Who knows? Brains are weird. There's no difference. So that being said, I think I'm going to not use them for right now because they do risk expiring and not having the opportunity to use them. And instead, I'll make the bizarre decision just to go ahead and spend money, which doesn't go away, stays forever, instead of using those conch shells. Weird decision making. To be fair, it's only that price once a day, so it goes up 6 times after that. So I'm just doing that once. Doesn't make any sense. Brains are weird. We can even understand our decision making is flawed. Like, you will perform better. I do it in Splatoon with chunks, the ability chunks. I like to have gear that is worse. Like, always have gear with fresh ability chunks on it, so that I always will feel more powered at some speculative later time when I have gear fully powered, I guess. Knowing that that's just suboptimal, but humans, we're weird. Anyways, what were we doing? Roku, we got kicked out of a room. Pissman's here. Frosty's here. Says gambling is good. Gravel loves getting the titles from the gumball machine. The titles are delightful. Whoever came up with those combinations of adjectives and nouns, they are so versatile. It's great. There's so many wonderful combinations. That is one of the things I tend to ignore. I forget about it. But I love reading them. There's so many incredible, delightful combinations. Pissman's here. Welcome, Pissman. Shit. I'm going to finally read Gravel's comment about Animorphs from way back when. Because I think he even addressed I'd love to read it, an interview from him. If you want to know about Animorphs, someone did a 4-hour discussion on the topic. Just search for Animorphs on here, and you will see it. Gravel, you have stolen 4 hours from my life, guaranteed. A hearty fuck you and thank you. While everybody is readying up here, I'm gonna search right now Animorphs on YouTube and just see what kind of essays are out there. Animorphs, you have no idea what you slept on. 3 hours and 53 minutes. Now that sounds like a quintessential YouTube essay for me. We'll just have to go ahead and add that one to the watch later list. Thank you, Gravel. All right, well, we're all ready to up here. Beautiful. This man says he loves this game because of the gambling, which there is the ranked mode is a kind of quasi-gambling thing. And Frosty follows it up by gambling is good. We're going to ignore the fact that we just did have a biggest lottery drawing ever. I'm going to stop talking about this book that I'm reading about the lottery because I've talked about it to death. And we're going to ignore all of that. And instead, in the topic of gambling, there was another topic that I had. Oh, yes! Almost totally slipped my mind, but I think I got it back. Nice. I stopped playing it because I loved it too much, even more than Splatoon. If I start to do something impulsively, like if I start to Marvel Snap is what I'm about to talk about. The excellent, truly excellent mobile card battler, although it's on, I think, Steam as well, from the Hearthstone folks. The card battler that the collectible card game that takes like 5 minutes to play. I loved it. I played it obsessively for 2 weeks, and I was too hooked on it. I just wanted to play it so much, and I just, anytime I get that hooked on something, I sort of reflexively try to pull away, and give myself an excuse to come back later. In this case, when they add the ability to play with friends is when I said I'll come back. But loved it. So great. Have nothing but great things to say about it. It's too good in some ways. Certainly too compulsively playable. So, how does it relate to gambling? It has the greatest gambling mechanic I've ever seen implemented in a competitive video game. The eponymous snap is a mechanic where you can bet whether you think you are going to win a game or not, and your opponent can then double or nothing that claim. And those claims of whether you claim snap, whether you, excuse me, say, tell your opponent you think you can beat them, and basically the earlier in the game you do it, they're only like 6 turns or something, the more valuable the snap becomes, and it becomes an intimidation thing, and it's how you rank up or down on the leaderboards of the game, is that snap mechanic. It's just a delightful push-pull thing. I assume you're going to see a lot of people ripping off the idea of a snap, a double or nothing, I bet you I can beat you kind of mechanic in the near future, just because it works so devilishly well in Marvel Snap. Really a fascinating mechanic for a card game. Holy shit! Point 4! Grovel says, by the way, that 4-hour Animorphs video focuses heavily on how dark Animorphs was, which, perfect, because at least from my memory, there's like a third of it that's blank. The first 2/3 gap, last one, it was already it was pretty damn dark, and that's from middle school eyes. Oh, keep going. Pissman bringing up the level of play as he always does. Thanks for being here, Pissman. Let's make it 2 for 2 here. Grovel says that he needs to download Marvel Snap. Grovel, I might counter it. You don't. In that it really is as good as you've heard. And it is it's got amazing hooks. I don't like competitive games. Says somebody who's played so much Splatoon. This is the most competitive gaming I've ever done in my life, probably. Love video games, but more as a solo experience. Been playing so much Splatoon and played an ungodly amount of Marvel Snap. I traditionally don't like competitive games, but the super quick nature of Marvel Snap, it makes it so much more easy to play casually, I think, than any other kind of competitive or moderately competitive game. Well, that took a while. I thought we were going to get kicked out, but luckily we're still here. We've got a bag going stale. Oh no! Shenanigans are afoot. We are missing a homie, and it looks like you guys are all waiting the inevitable. Well, we speculated that something went wrong, probably because it did. Bummer. Fingers crossed, we'll have a better experience. That was somebody quitting. That wasn't a communication error, which has the fortunate benefit of not kicking you out of a room that you have to reset up. But that may come next. Marvel Snap, playing it made me so thirsty for board games generally. I've mentioned it many times here. I used to be a huge, huge board gamer for years. Where I lived before this in East Tennessee, I had a massive collection, had a big group that routinely met. And when I moved out here, left all of that collection to a friend and one of the guys we had the group with and tenant of my place. And haven't played board games since, but I was all in for a long time. And man, there are so many incredibly delightful, wonderful board games out there. And it's one of these things where you either know or you don't. There is kind of very little in between. You're either all in or you either have only ever heard of Monopoly, or you know what Dominion and Settlers of Catan and Castles of Burgundy are. Like, they're very few kind of like, oh, I play a few board games. Board games, though, there are so many more than just Monopoly and all the classics of your youth. It is a massive, massive industry with some amazingly well-designed games. Not at all like the roll and move or chance-riddled games of your youth. But games just as sophisticated as the best video games out there, but that you can play with friends and holding tokens. Well, there was the communication error. After all, looks like we cursed ourselves. Recreating room. We'll give it one last try here. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll get Pissman and Roku back. And that still leaves us one more spot if anybody else wants to join. I say to no one. Drop-ins will be open. More on Piggy. Oh, and Big Popo's here. /egg. / we still don't know if it's Popo or Popo. Moron Piggy. Welcome, Moron Piggy. Moron Piggy on YouTube says, why are you not playing God of War? Moron Piggy, excellent question. And we addressed it earlier. I promise it. I know that is the elephant in the room. Maybe even the ogre and cave troll in the room. If we want to stay on theme. And there is I think, Moron Piggy, a truly satisfying answer to this question. And that is, I am almost done with my God of War 2018 replay, which I started like 2 weeks ago. Been playing it almost exclusively on my Steam Deck, where it's a great way to play it, place to play it. And then once I am done with that, I will be hopping on Ragnarok. It is not for my lack of desire or interest. It is maybe the opposite. I loved God of War 20. I don't need to go too much more into my gushing. I've done it many times in the past 2 weeks. I loved it back in 2018, but replaying it, man, it is even better than I remembered. It is a total, complete, top to bottom, Sony masterpiece. It's nearly Naughty Dog levels of good. So very soon, this month, I'm hoping even early next week, almost done with the 2018 reboot. I'd say where I'm at, but there's spoilers involved. Holy hell. This man, thank you so much. You saved my life. The hero we don't deserve. Pissman. That's some really great gear from Mace. Very aggressive name. Very competitive game. You can tell because I'm being very quiet. When it's this close, my my mouth tends to work no good. Whew. Lucky splat there. Lucky splat there. Tusa Basin. Not looking so competitive anymore. Maybe I can go back to just talking about whatever, because I don't think it's going to matter at this point. Boy, I've got a lot of splats this time. It's that harmony, Pissman and Roku. Well, they got their revenge in the last couple of seconds, but I don't think it's going to matter. They wiped us out at the buzzer. But we were still alive before then. Great job, blue team. Let's roll on into another one. We don't need any connection problems. We don't need any people quitting. We just need this constant escalation of endorphins that come with the victories that we are sure to have, or something. I'm very high. Let's keep going, of course. Beautiful job, everybody. Pissman, let's take a moment and give a huge round of applause to our boy Pissman with a 980, 14 splats. That is a 1 followed by a 4. I thought I was feeling good with 7, but Roku said, hold my explosher. I'm doubling that shit. Excellent job, Pissman. Roku's leaving us for dinner. Well, I hope it's a good dinner, Roku. Feel free to hang out with us while you're eating. Love for your company, or whatever you're supposed to say. Things are falling apart over here. But not our playstyle. Oh, shit. I should have said this before. Guys, we're officially in play till we lose time now. I hadn't said it earlier. That is on me. But I meant to. That was coincidental that I died there. It wasn't intentional. But we are officially in play till we lose territory. So, and unfortunately, we lost Roku. We still have Pissman, who is, you know, can shoulder a lot, but can't carry the burden of no Roku. So, let's keep winning forever and ever. But at this point, we're playing till we lose. Then I got to take myself a nice break. I did not mean to kill the trans agenda. I did mean to kill Honey Jams. What an interesting name and a interesting decision to force somebody to do. Do you splat the trans agenda? It seems suspicious with our J.K. Rowling conversation. I think we know her position. on whether or not to splat the trans agenda. I'm not really sure that there is an agenda, to be honest, other than just existing. But though, Honey Gems, I really do have it out for in a sincere way. Jams are supposed to be fruit, no honey involved. Ouch! The trans agenda, I can see why people are terrified of the trans agenda now, because it is an unstoppable, ferocious force. Insistent on change. And what kind of change? Well, a lot of bright colors shoved down our throats. The trans agenda and their preoccupation with flags and colors. Am I right? Guys, but I sincerely hope we won it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Aw, bummer. Bummer. More on Piggy. Says, makes a lot of sense. I would do the same if I hadn't played the 2018. But I don't blame you. Good way to start the new God of War. Couldn't agree more. Playing it a second time and still love it. And I am also a fan of the originals. Go watch some earlier live streams. You can see me gushing about earlier God of Wars and what an interesting property it is. Okay, well guys, that's on me. I'm sorry. I forgot to say it was play till we lose, and we did lose. It was a close one. It was a squeaker. But that is going to do it for this live stream. Thanks to everybody hanging out with us on YouTube and Twitch, which we're available on both. Feel free to hang out with us on either spot if you if you feel so inclined. I won't tell you to hit any kind of buttons. We're above that. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to say goodbye, good night, and hope to see you guys tomorrow.